Hey, this is Sam Not Forgotten. Today I'm going to try a commentary on an Ahri game I had. This is the first commentary I'm ever trying, so I'm not sure how it's going to go. This also wasn't the best Ahri game ever. I'm still working on her. It's really going to be a lot about the basics. I'm trying to learn how to play her well. She's a really popular champion right now, really strong. I do play a lot of mid lane, but my Ahri game has not been known to be the best. But I think I do a few things right here, as well as a few things wrong. I pretty much just went and played a game and decided I was going to record that pretty much no matter what. Not really any big point in recording, just the best game I found. That way I can kind of look at my own natural mistakes and what I do well and everything, and hopefully explain that here. But so I'm just going to try and talk through this game. I do cut out a lot of the recall parts. I didn't want it to be too long of a video. Pretty much know what happens. You recall, you go to base, you buy some items, and then you walk back to wherever you're going. It is in spectator mode, so you'll be able to see what items I got, if that interests you. So here I laned against a Corki, and he started with blue buff, which kind of made my early laning experience pretty rough. Not to mention I'm not very familiar with laning against Corki in mid lane. Obviously he's gotten a little more powerful since the new Trinity Force, but still not very common in the mid lane. So I kind of had a rough time with him, started playing a lot more defensively. I knew he didn't have his big missiles yet, so I kind of tried to take advantage of that, but ended up getting out-traded pretty hard, especially with his blue buff. So mostly just trying to keep it up on farm, and one thing I've been really trying to do with all mid laners is farm less with my abilities and more with just auto attacks. That got harder and harder as it went on because I couldn't walk up to get an auto attack in without getting harassed by this Corki. So a lot of times I do farm with Q if I feel I had to. But I end up getting some good trades on him as I get really low. He goes really aggressive, and I'm able to play pretty well under the tower against him, and he actually goes back before I do. So still just farming. Here he tries to aggress again. My orbs are kind of hit or miss. I think it's a really tough skill shot to land. It moves pretty slow, and it actually gets smaller as it goes out. See there, I kind of caught him as he get a little close to the tower, and he's going to back there. So I farm a little more and back myself. This is actually the backing after farming, and I am not looking at my screen and get totally caught out by that Vi. Didn't expect, she didn't necessarily have vision, so good play by her, horrible play by me. So I should have gone back farther to recall. Just figured that I was safe, and I wasn't, so that cost me a death. So here I am back in lane. Me and Corki are 6 now, so it's going to be quite a different lane. He's going to be shooting missiles now, and I kind of got to be careful. Try and hide behind minions when I can, because those big missiles, like that one, can be painful. It'll chunk me down right away. And he keeps hitting me. I'm not feeling too good about it at this point, but I have been doing pretty good against him as farming under my turret, staying passive, trying not to fall too far behind. I'm about 13 CS behind right now, so that's not great, but I'll be able to make plays later in the game. By the way, we do have this Vayne on our team that connects really late, and so we play most of the game without her, and our Zed jungler ends up having to try an ADC, and then Lulu ends up disconnecting and she never comes back, so we're kind of stuck in this 3v5, 4v5 situation all game, and it doesn't end up working out for us. But I think all of us make some pretty good plays. I think if it was a solid 5-on-5, we would have done pretty well. So yeah, there's some good plays and bad plays throughout the game, but it is rough just playing that 4v5. So I'm much lower than him, obviously in this lane matchup still, but I'm pretty comfortable with my range versus his, as long as I'm able to dodge some of those missiles. And he's been spamming them a lot more, so his mana pool is a lot lower than mine. I also have clarity right now. I tend to bring clarity in a lot of mid laners, probably showing that I miss a lot of my skills where I should use them more efficiently and hit them, but I find that a lot of times it in the early couple times in lane, just refreshing your mana bar can really get you to push them out of lane, or help your kill potential if there's a lot of people like LeBlanc where I feel like you can expend your whole mana bar just getting them low, and then if I just had one more mana bar, you can really open up that kill potential. So a lot of times I do bring Clarity. Probably should have brought something like Ignite, but this was blind pick, so I didn't know I was going to go up against a Corki. Then again, even if I saw Corki, probably wouldn't call it out mid. So probably could have gone with Ignite, or Teleport on Ahri is really good, but I do run Clarity a lot of times, especially still learning Ahri, having trouble with some of her skill shots, so being able to shoot them more often can kind of help sometimes. So Vi comes up. I'm not really too afraid of Vi, especially after her Vault Breaker is down. I mean, she could all-in ult me, but I did have my Spirit Rush if I needed to dash away, so I get some good damage onto Vi, probably forcing her to back pretty soon, and then I end up backing. So I came back to lane, and I'm back trying to hit that tower, really trying to get that down so I can go help my team elsewhere. With my Spirit Rush, which wasn't up there, but between Charm and everything, it's really easy to throw down Harass on ganks with Ahri. Hit him with a Charm, and you pretty much get free abilities. And there she Vault Breakers me again, but I end up getting my ult back and running away, and again, putting some good damage on her for trying that. Corki's been MIA for a while now. He does end up coming back later. But Master Yi also ends up coming to this mid lane where they kind of have more people than us, so they can expend those extra people, and it's kind of making my attempt to push this tower down pretty difficult. Here Yi comes. I'll basically do the same thing, kind of just charm him and leave, or try to charm him. I kind of thought he was going to Q to those minions and then chase me, but he didn't. So again, got some damage on the tower, didn't die to the Yi, so that's alright. I'll just keep pushing this mid tower down. So he's in lane now. I'm full health and full mana, so I can basically kind of just lane against him. I think that Corki is coming back soon at this point. Yeah, so I think our Lulu and our Vayne at this point their Vayne just came back. But yeah, Lulu left after, I guess, seeing that Vayne was gone. So once Vayne came back and she was basically a useless level 1, Lulu was also gone. So we're essentially down 5 to 3 people at this point. But we're actually all holding down our lanes with the exception of bottom lane, I believe, ends up going down first. But Nidalee seems to be holding her lane, and I feel like I've been holding my lane pretty well with between Vi and Corki and Master Yi all coming. So here again, he's down to about half his mana bar, just spamming those missiles, and with my spell vamp, I would be able to get that back up if I needed to trade with him. And there's Zed waiting for a gank, but there's kind of no one there, so he never gets anything. But so there I get my spell vamp, get a good bit of HP back. It's nice for since I dodged most of that Corki harass, and then got some of that health back, and he basically spent his whole mana bar. So here, this is actually pretty bad. I'm coming down to kill this Master Yi that I saw Zed fighting. He died just before I got there, so I end up in a 1v3, missing my skill shots horribly. Wanted that charm on Yi, hopefully just to catch him and kill him and then get out, and badly played by me. Probably should have gone down there a little earlier, because by the time I got there, Zed was gone, and it was another 1v3. So this is just shortly after that. Vi is kind of above me, and I'm getting pinched on, so I'm trying to hug this turret, and really just want to poke them down so that they're low if they do dive me. I would ideally like 1 or 2 of them to be at low HP if they dive me, because then I can probably pull at least 1 or 2 kills out with the tower helping. This tower's at pretty full HP, so it would be rough for them to dive, because they would be getting hit by that the whole time. They don't end up diving. Vi is up top now, and they're heading up top. So I start to head over there. We do get up there. I don't think we get any kills for this one, but they're pushing top lane pretty hard. And Vayne's down bottom just really trying to catch up. So I get the charm on Yi, but there's 3 of them there, so there's not really anything we can do. Kind of farm this top lane a little bit. And I had already used Spirit Rush back there to get that get that charm on Yi, trying to see if he would maybe chase into me and Zed and get the kill, so I had 2 more charges that I ended up just using to farm those minions. So let's just pick up these golems while I'm around here, pick up any farm I can. And then I'm going to back. And at this point I got my needlessly large rod and I have 2 Dorans. I think we get that Vi that Zed knew he was going to die, so that was good that he used his ult. He had another bad orb. Those just seem to move really slow for me, and not really great at figuring out the timing when I'm trying to lead someone. I feel like it's really easy to sidestep because they move slowly and get smaller, but end up getting her anyway with the nice guaranteed W damage and an auto attack. So that was good by Zed to get the Vi, who dove way harder than she should have anyway. But so I'm back in this mid lane. Tower is still up. I'm still trying to push this tower down. Corki's missing, so I'm calling that out to my team. Just trying to farm up. I do want to get that Deathfire Grasp, so I can pretty much burst down anyone if I needed to, though that kind of requires also hitting skill shots. So here Master Yi is going to come again. But I do think I end up finishing the Sorcerer's Boosts first, before actually completing the full Deathfire Grasp, because I, at this point, don't have any magic pen other than the 8 and 8% or whatever from Masteries and red runes. I am running my kind of AP / magic regeneration Masteries and runes right now. So I have magic pen reds, scaling ability power blues, which I run either those or flats usually, especially in like blind pick. I just like to have the extra damage. Sometimes magic resist, but usually not on Ahri. Oh, that was a fail flash. Trying to get over that wall to get the Corki. And I actually remember being pretty upset about that because I was pretty sure I clicked over those trees. Maybe I just wasn't close enough. But yeah, so fail flash. That doesn't look good. Getting chased by 3, I eventually do die here. But I'm using mana regen yellows, scaling mana regen yellows. And in Masteries, I am 21 in offense through the ability power tree, and the rest is in utility in mana regen and max mana and buff duration. And so pretty stacked mana regen as far as runes and masteries go. The 2 Dorans is helping. Sometimes I even do start to get a chalice. I would usually build a Deathfire Grasp and Sorcerer's Shoes and then go for a chalice, maybe into Athene's, because I do like to shoot out Ahri's spells really quickly. As you get later in the game, you can Q pretty often, Q and W pretty often, and that clears waves and can put out pretty good damage. I know actually Ahri is pretty mana efficient champion, so you really don't need too much mana regen on her, especially to devote an entire item slot to it. But again, I'm kind of learning, experimenting with Ahri, and that's kind of what I'm going with right now. I think it might be better even to try just a Rabadon instead of a Deathfire, because Deathfire you kind of have to be sure that you're going to hit your abilities to be able to burst them down, because if you use your Deathfire and don't get a kill or don't really get something out of it, you've kind of just wasted it, and it would be better just to have the flat damage from... I think I kill this Karma. Yeah, I get Karma. There are Corki's up by the tower. I'm being an idiot. He's up there too. There was too many minions. I really thought I could hit him with a charm, but had to weave it through minions and wasn't able to do so. So probably a bad play now that I'm looking at it. Probably could have got 1 or 2 kills out of that, but again, this is pretty much playing a losing game anyway. So yeah, I just probably could try building that Rabadons first, just to have that extra AP with an active or not. I think it's a little more expensive to start off, but any of the needlessly large items, pretty much once you have the rod, you're kind of most of the way there. It's a nice damage spike. But, you know, while you're building those and you don't have the needlessly large rod, you're losing a lot of damage as you're kind of just waiting and hoarding your gold for that sometimes. So they're pushing into our base now. I think I play pretty well here to kind of stay away, even though I don't get any kills, kind of just poking at them, hoping someone else can come in. You know, this Vayne is level 7, so she's not going to do anything. Trying to land a charm or something on someone. I almost die here and get away, but they're all very low, so I was kind of just hoping that maybe someone else could clean that up. Vayne there kind of took Zed's kill, and then Yi jumped and probably killed her in only a few hits. So, yeah, at this point we're kind of just getting collapsed on and kind of just trying to make this go as long as possible. But they're hitting our turrets without much we can do about it. So just kind of trying to sit at max orb range or charm range here. Kind of thought I could flash charm one of them for that. Me and Nidalee probably would have been able to kill whoever I hit, if I did hit someone. But I didn't. Not that that would really change the course of the game. But I tried, and we ended up surrendering. I didn't want to, you know, at that point. Why not just lose regularly? But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.